it's we're gonna welcome Miriam, who is, and this is who I want to introduce you. Miriam Koval is the CEO and founder of Wellness Delivered by Miriam. She's been in business for many years, very successful CEO of her business. And I'm going to stop the share and welcome her so that we can ask her questions and learn from her, because I find that this is the most really inspiring and interesting process. Let me remove, how do I remove this? I removed, hey, Miriam, here she is.
Hi, everybody.
I can hear you finally.
Okay, I was going to say good morning, but I think for a lot of you, it's probably good evening, right?
It is. So let's start with where you're from, Miriam. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure.
And tell us where you're from, what you do, and then we're going to speak about what we are, the habits and the mindset stuff. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm Miriam Koval. I was born and bred in Toronto, Ontario, in Canada. After I got married, I moved to Cleveland, and I have been here for many years. My business is Wellness Delivered, and it's a luxury kosher diet plan that is delivered to the client's door. So it's a real luxury program, very convenient, very healthy. And we started off in Cleveland, and then we moved to Lakewood in addition to Cleveland. And slowly but surely, we've been growing the various cities that we service. And I'm here to tell you about how much I've gained from Natalie's program. So, Natalie, I don't know if you want to ask questions, if the audience has questions. Okay, so go for it.
I want to ask questions. So, guys, I'm going to ask questions because I know what we can learn from Miriam, but I also want you to ask questions because you have an opportunity here to speak to someone who really has a business that's scaled, a business that has many already locations and already has teams and systems. And so this is a great opportunity for you guys to ask questions. So feel free to type in the chat any questions you have. And I will start with my first question, because we've been working together for a few months now, Miriam. And I want you to share with us, what is the aspect around mindset that you've discovered? What is the power of mindset in your business? Did you think before that you were introduced to that concept that mindset was so powerful, or did you discover that, in the past few months? That's one question. And the next question, but I'll re-ask if you forget, what was one of the mindset shifts that you went through that really changed things in your business?
Okay. Well, I will say that I'm pretty aware of the impact of mindset and how that can affect one's life. So I went into this program knowing that, yes, this mindset is very, very significant, but sometimes you need help with, okay, well, what is the mindset that I need? And I feel like that's what this program has really helped me with. And I've told, like Natalie, I told you, I said, I feel like this program has really expanded my brain, and I've learned so much. And sometimes I would just, I would hear a concept, an idea, a mindset shift, and I'd be like, oh no, I'm not ready for that yet. And then I would take some time, I would allow it to simmer, I would think about it, and I'd come back to Natalie like the next month or 2 months later. I'd be like, I got this. You know what? I'm ready. It took me some time. I thought like, no way, there's no way I could be doing that. That's not who I am. That's not my personality. No, I can't do that. But you know what? It took some time and the recognition of the importance of mindset. And with that, I feel like I've gained so much.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. So can you give us a specific example of something that you thought, I could never do that. No way. Like you said, it's not me. I can't do this. And you have resistance. And then, like you said, after a month or two, you start, understanding the importance. You implement it, and then you see the results. Can you share with us one example of that?
Absolutely. Okay, so I will tell you that my brain is a very creative one. I'm more the visionary than being the one that is the integrator, which is like the detail focus. And I started my business running it that way, very much the visionary and very much with like grand ideas, but not so detail oriented, which obviously is a very, very important component to business. Now, the truth is, when I started, I was smaller, so it was more manageable and more doable. But as the business grew, and I was, working with Natalie, and she really encouraged me. She gave me so many different ideas in terms of, okay, well, what do we need to do? And one of them was hiring. And again, that's, you think of hiring as like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be spending so much money and this is such a big deal. I'm not ready for this. And again, sometimes I wasn't ready for it, but I heard it and I listened and I let it simmer. And a little while later, I'd come back and I'd be, like, that just made so much sense. And I did that. And actually, a great example in terms of hiring was I had, committed to hiring someone who was really complemented my strengths because she was so detail oriented, and she really took over a significant part of the management piece of the business. And I was sitting in a session with Natalie, and as I was sitting in this session, it was like boom, boom, boom. This person kept emailing me, got you, another client signed up, another client signed up, another client signed up. By the time I was finished sitting with Natalie, I think we had $6,600 in revenue coming our way that, had I not done that hire, I would have never seen, because I would have been busy in class with Natalie. So there again, that's a shift. Something that at the beginning I was like, no, I can't do that. That's too big. That's too grand for my business. I'm not there yet. And with time, like I say, I allowed the concept to simmer. I recognized the importance. I made that shift. I made that jump, and I'm only seeing benefit from it.
Wow, wow, I love it. I love it. So now we have Yael, who is asking a question that's really interesting. And keep on asking questions, people, because I think you can really pick Miriam's brain here. Yael is asking, how did you scale and keep the quality control? Because you have many locations. So can you answer something to Yael about that?
Yes, so that's actually something else that I really learned in this program. Whereas I had my way and I was very passionate about how I was doing and what I was doing, and I knew what my clients liked. And giving a piece of that up was actually hard for myself. And Natalie kept telling me, you can't be everywhere, you can't do everything. And again, that was a mind shift. That was a mindset shift. I needed to be like, you know what? She's right. There's no way you can be doing 100 things at once at the same time. So, I hired teams in different cities. And if I was in every city doing it myself, would it be like even better? Probably not, because it's not possible to get that big and still be the one to take care of everybody. So on some level, might you lose a little bit by not being in charge? Maybe a little bit, but you're certainly gaining far more than you're losing, because a person can only be stretched so far and then that's it. Right. So, it's about working smarter and not harder.
Exactly. So another thing that I really loved was in our last strategic planning day that you were sitting in the, in the class and having all those clients coming in, and you took the time to really plan, strategically your quarter, and you actually came out of the session saying, wow, I have so much clarity. But knowing you, I know that when you have 3 or 4 hours in front of you, you think that, okay, I'm going to get more clients, I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make phone calls, advertise, do like have this, and obviously that's how you built your business. So it was successful in the beginning, but then when you were sat down for 4 hours doing your strategic planning, it didn't seem like it was getting you somewhere, but at the end, you did get the clarity. It wasn't doing, it was planning ahead. So can you show us, like, what was the difference in the beginning when it was doing whatever every minute of the day, and now when you're the CEO that you have to do things differently? Can you show us the difference between now?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I am a very high energy level person. I love to do, I love to accomplish, I love to see the results, I love to see the money come in. So that is my nature is, yeah, just do. And something, again, that is so not my personality that I've had to learn, and Natalie has done an incredible job teaching it to me, is, sometimes there's more value to thinking about it, to planning it, and sort of putting a pause on the do, which again is very easy for me. That's my go-to. And something that we discussed, Natalie and I, in our last one-on-one session was putting together a calendar and having everything set in stone. When our program is going to start in each city, where we're, when to plan the advertising, where to do it. And it was actually a lot of fun for me because, again, I said, like, I'm creative. So I took out a bunch of different color markers, and the blue marker was for Lakewood, and the red marker was for Toronto, and the green marker was for Cleveland. And we decorated really fun calendar and put everything on in terms of when we're doing what and planning. And I feel so liberated. It's not like, oh my gosh, this morning I've got 4 hours. What am I doing? Quickly send an advertisement here or there, or get on the radio or the billboard or whatever it is. Everything is on paper. Again, so not natural for me, but so liberating. So I'm really learning new skills, which is also very exciting at this point in your life. You think, okay, sort of, this is who I am and this is what I'm capable of. And all of a sudden it's like, no, your brain is expanding. I can do a whole lot more than I think I can. And I'm really capable of changing and learning new things. Right. So that's one of the reasons this program has been like really beyond incredible for me. It's really stretched my brain, created a lot of new wires in my brain.
I love this. You know what I love the most about what you're sharing, and I'll go to the questions. We have one more question here. What I love it is that when you started your business, you were totally aligned with who you were, and you took the best of who you are, you still are, and you took all your unique brilliance and all your energy, and you built it, you started your business, you launched and grew your business with that unique brilliance. And then when it was about to scale, then you were ready to open up your brain and to open up your mindset and to learn new things. But everything is based on the foundation of who you are, because it's not about being someone else, it's about growing and expanding. And so I love how, for those of you who are not yet at the scaling stage, it's still about being yourself and doing, what you know how to do the best. But when you get to the limit and you need to stretch, then you scale, and you scale also your mindset and scale all your business. So I love that. I love that you're so aligned with who you are. That's great. Thank you so much. Let me ask you one more question from Tamar. Tamar is asking, some of us are in the launching and beginning stage. What advice, experiences, or learning curves might you share? That's Tamar's question.
Okay. So Natalie, like, I think what you started off was when I started my business, I was so much aligned in terms of who I am and how I work. And that really got me up and running. I just trusted me. I trusted myself, what could work, what I knew, like you say, your unique brilliance. I also worked really hard. So that's something else. I think it's the reality of starting a business. It's a lot of hard work, and I was very positive in terms of my mindset. Now, there's going to be failures, there's going to be mistakes, and instead of beating myself up about it, I recognize that is part of the journey, and that's okay, and we'll just keep trying. So I think I really focused on being positive, recognizing that launching a new business comes with a lot of challenges. There's a lot we know, but there's also a ton that we don't know, and we are going to learn along the way, and that's okay. And yes, sometimes we fail, sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes they're bigger and sometimes we're smaller. And to just really be kind to ourselves and say, this is okay, I'm on a journey and I'm trying to be the best I can. And obviously you reach out, you do whatever you can to learn, which is like when all of a sudden my business started growing and I recognized like, I need to be better equipped for this. And I reached out on a Facebook group and I said, guys, I need some help here. Any recommendations? And it kept coming back. You got to meet with Natalie, you got to sign up with her. And I was like, okay, well, clearly this is the way to go. So again, I reached out for help when I felt like, okay, now I need help. I was also very, very forgiving about my mistakes. And it doesn't mean that I didn't make them, because I've made plenty of mistakes. And I think even now as businesses, we're scaling, and it's like, I recognize that, yeah, we're not perfect, we're human, and we're just going to keep, getting up, if we make mistakes and really focusing on the positive. So that I think is a very, very important component to starting a business, is just being really kind to ourselves and working hard, a lot of hard work.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Miriam. We have Sharon who's asking, how does Israel fit in your business, or still for the US and Canada?
So interestingly enough, I didn't plan on doing it in Israel. And I think Israel probably comes with some unique challenges. However, one of my clients does travel to Israel and he really wants to be serviced when he's there. So I did tell him that I'm willing to do a pilot program for him and see how it takes off. And if it takes off, then obviously it'd be something that we would consider doing in Israel. It is a luxury plan. I don't know, I don't know if there's enough to, people that can afford that sort of luxury in Israel. Again, I'm not saying that there's not. I'm just saying that I don't have that knowledge to know whether this could be successful in Israel or not. But we are going to give it a shot within the next few months and see how it goes. And we'll see if it's, if there is a market for it, then we're definitely happy to service the Israeli clientele.
Wow, amazing. I know it's not the first time that people have asked you, but you're right. It is market research that you probably have to do to find out if people can afford, or if it's only the people that are traveling. Obviously, this is what a pilot is for, right?
Right.
So it's really, really smart to start with that. Amazing. Wow. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have any more questions for Miriam, but I want to thank you, Miriam. I want to thank you for being honest, for being yourself, for being so accessible, and also talking about your vulnerability and your mistakes, because not everyone chooses to do so, and to also acknowledge the fact that you're learning and that you're growing and that you're expanding your mindset. And I think that this is what makes the difference between an entrepreneur who is going to be successful in the long run, because it's easy, quote unquote, to be successful in the beginning for a few years, but if we want to keep it in the long run, then I think there's no other way than always learning and always expanding our mindset. So thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to add before we finish?
No, just good luck to everybody. And I wish you a lot of success on your journey. And you're definitely with the right person, because Natalie has helped me tremendously. And I hear that from so many people. So I'm not alone in that. And just want to wish everyone the best of luck.
Thank you so much.